Shabbat Shalom, everyone. To get us started, I'd like to invite up Ron Van to read us some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi. My name is Ron Van, and on behalf of the Bethel Board of Trustees, I'd like to welcome you all to our Shabbat worship service Friday evening. I like to see smiling faces. I'm looking. Okay. If you are new to our congregation or attending as a visitor, please introduce yourself to the Rabbi, Dime, Lori Simmons, our cantorial soloist, or myself after the service, so that we may give you a more appropriate and personal welcome. It is a delight to spend Shabbos together. I'd like everybody to be respectful. Make sure you turn your cell phones off, if you will, or otherwise, if it goes off, you're going to have to come up here. So don't.
Actually make you do that, but it's
Of course, I'm kidding. Let's see, please put on your calendars our first meeting of the Shiva Minyan and the service leading mini course this Wednesday, May 10th. It'll be from 6 really to 7 p.m. On June the 12th, there will be a Yitzchak service at 10 o'clock, and far away in advance, the dates are finally set for our Greater Jacksonville community trip to Israel. We'll be going on February the 17th all the way through until the 24th of 2025. We'll be joined by the people from Richmond, Virginia, one of our partner cities. Rabbi Dime is going to be one of those on the buses, and he very much hopes you'll join him. So you want to put that date in your calendar. It's a year. We have many events coming up, and more detailed information can be found in our pamphlets and on Tuesday, our email bulletin. But please, really don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. We are delighted that you're here. Thank you, and good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
And now, please join us on page 128, 128, for Hine Matov.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
הנה מה טוב,
הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, ידדה ידדה ידדה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, ידדה ידדה ידדה. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. It is good to sit down with all of you, with sisters and brothers and siblings, to observe Shabbat. And now we turn to page 120, 120, for the lighting of the candles. I'd like to invite up Sharon and Jackie to help us with that. And then we'll go from 120 right to page 123. So be ready for a quick page turn. Page 120.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And now page 123, 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho Bahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemaaseh v'reishit kihu yom tehila lemikra kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta V'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
Thank you, and l'chaim. We turn now to page 138, 138 for Lechadodi, and we'll do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And as we get to verse 9, not yet, but as we get to verse 9, I'll invite you to rise in body or spirit, and we turn towards the door to welcome our Shabbat Queen to join us for the Sabbath. So, page 138, 138. Chadodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabala Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabala Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Yishmi'anu el ha'miyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem el tiferet v'liti la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabala Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki makor ha'baracha Merosh mikadem nesucha Sof maseh memachshava tchila la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Hitorari Ki va'orech kumi hori Uri shir daberi Kivod Adonai alayich nigala la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Boi b'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha u'b'tzola Bochem monei ha'msegula Boi chala Boi Kala la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Chadodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. And now we turn to page 146. 146. Remaining standing in body or spirit for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. And so we'll do the Yalala version, and then we'll do responsibly the Baruch Hu.
Yai la la la
La
la
la la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated.
Join with me, page 148. Yadadai, die, 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 die. Yadadai, die, 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 die. Yadai, die, die, die. Yadadai, die, yadadai. Die, 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 die. Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro, ma'ariv aravim, ma'ariv aravim.
Please join with me in the English on the same page, 148. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening.
Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim.
And now please join with me on page 150, 150. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now we turn to page 152, 152 for the Shema. I invite you to rise in body or spirit.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Shem kevod malchuto, le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto, le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may be seated. We turn to page 154 for the Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha Laman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
And now please join me on page 159. Sing the song of people joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. I know we're a little ways away from Pesach now, but it's one of those things where just like, Thanksgiving, the warmth and glow of Pesach should last us as long as possible. So in this post-Pesach Shabbat, I hope that this Michamocha will maintain and keep alive for you all of the joy and presence and passion and faith of being redeemed. Page 158.
Michamocha
Ba'elim Adonai Michamocha Nedar Bakodesh Norah Tehilot Hoseh Peleh Norah Tehilot Hoseh Peleh Malchutecha Ra'uvanecha Bokei Ayam Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze'elianu ve'amru Ze'elianu ve'amru Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed Michamocha Ba'elim Adonai Michamocha
Nedar Bakodesh. V'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov uge'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai ga'al
Amen. Let's turn to page 160, 160 for Hashkivenu. And let's join together in the English before we join together in the Hebrew. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Hashkivenu
Nu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomrinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomrinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomrinu lechaim. And now we turn to page 162, 162 for Vishamru.
Vishamru B'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat L'dorotam berit olam Vishamru B'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat L'dorotam berit olam Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat, l'torotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim Asa Adonai, Asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz vishamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabbat la'asot et hashabbat l'torotam berit olam. U'bayom hashvi'i Shavat v'nafash Shavat v'nafash, Shavat v'nafash, Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat, l'torotam berit olam. And now we turn to page 164, 164. For the Tefillah portion of our service, the Amidah, I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah,
El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, Lema'an Shemo B'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor L'Olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav L'Hoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim Emunato, Lishene Afar, Micha Mocha Ba'agiverot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atah Hachayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, Ukdoshim B'chol Yom Yehalalucha Selah. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You may be seated. We turn to page 175, 175. Please join with me at the bottom of the page. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch Atah Adonai, she'odcha levadcha bi'yirah na'avod. And now please join me on page 177, 177, at the top of the page. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of the soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch Atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ucha Na'eh Lehodot. And now, keeping in mind all of the things we are thankful for, all of the blessings, we still acknowledge and pray that we don't yet have peace. So we turn to page 178, 178 for Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav
Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam.
Shalom Rav
Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon, lecho hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon, lecho hashalom.
Shalom Rav
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam.
Shalom Rav
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך.
Shalom Rav
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam.
Shalom Rav
Shalom Rav Amcha Tassim Leolam Tassim Leolam Tassim
Leolam.
And now that we have prayed for peace, we continue in acknowledging that there are people in our lives who are in need of healing. People that are in need of healing of mind or of body or of spirit. And so the congregation is thinking of Jim DeArmond, Pearl Levin, Ron Rappaport, Carol Friedman, Carol Wallace, David Cohen, Carol Solomon, June Van, Rabbi Michael Matchison, Dennis Montagna, Sherry Chait, Jerry Chait, Larry Michaelov, Antoinette Worrell, Linda Chambliss, Judge Frank Caprio, Stuart Rosenthal, Fran Marcus, Howard Silvers, David Shaknovsky, Helene Ben Bassett, Paige Hedrick, Bonnie Yales Gibson, Sue Chataway, Jackie Gould, Vanessa Warner, Mike Hyman, Jaime Klinger, Carol Mandel, Bob Klein, Jane Stewart, Kathy Weiner, Rob Moreland, Harvey Eber, Danny Cohen, Jamie Kinder, Velma Krasenstein, Ben Beltran, Bobby Adler, Sidney Alano, David Wolf, all those Israelis still being held hostage, all Israeli soldiers injured in this war, and all civilians injured in this war or any war. I'd like to come down and ask anyone here who has a name that they would like to share with the community to do so as my eyes meet yours. We hold all of their names together as a community. We turn to page 371, 371. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for the Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
May those who will not be healed on this earth be blessed with nights free from suffering and days filled with peace. May God grant strength and comfort to those who care for the sick. May God help us to find hope and courage as we face fear and loss. May all who are ill be surrounded by the love of friends, loving companions, family, and community. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. And now that we have prayed for peace and for healing, I invite you to take a few moments for the prayers of your own heart for silent meditation.
Ose
Shalom bimroma. Huya ase shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru. Imru amen. Yaseh shalom. Shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
V'yimru. Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Oh, come on. I know it's been a long week, but we can do better than that. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Amazing. Amazing. Who among us hasn't ever faced a daunting task and thought, ugh, and then proceeded to find any chore in the entire world, floors, dishes, laundry, anything, to do instead of the task at hand? I know I do that, and I call it procrastinating. Tonight, I'm going to talk about loving ourselves as well as our neighbors, about the lessons of life, our past, and our future, and how to get there with compassion and with Legos. During the era of the Second Temple, a curious Roman embarked on a quest to understand the ways of Judaism. However, his impatience outweighed his eagerness to learn. Determined yet hesitant, he devised a unique approach. He would commit to studying Torah only if he could grasp its entirety while standing on one foot. The Roman first met a famous sage, Shammai. Offended that the Roman requested to learn the whole Torah so fast, Shammai drove him away with a measuring stick. Undeterred, the Roman next met with Hillel, another esteemed sage. When presented with an unusual challenge, Hillel responded not with indignation, but with wisdom and patience. While the Romans stood on one foot, Hillel offered a concise and yet profound lesson. Do not do to your neighbor what is hateful to yourself. That is the whole Torah, Hillel said. Now go and study. In this simple yet profound statement, Hillel encapsulated the essence of Jewish teachings and one of the main lessons from this week's Torah portion, Kedoshim. This lesson emphasizes kindness, empathy, and the golden rule. The Roman, touched by Hillel's wisdom and his approachability, embarked on a journey of deeper understanding, guided by the sage's timeless words. Just as the Roman sought wisdom and teaching in the teachings of Judaism during the era of the Second Temple, so too did I encounter profound insights during my time at HUC, my rabbinical school. Among the many lessons I learned, one particularly radiant gem emerged from the halls of Bellevue Hospital, which at times could be dingy, during my summer of clinical pastoral education in New York City in the summer of 2018. There, I learned from a mentor wise words that echo the timeless truths shared by Hillel. My mentor at Bellevue taught me the phrase, I always did the best I could with what I had at the time. I always did the best I could with what I had at the time. This simple yet profound maxim became a guiding light for me, illuminating not only my own journey, but also influencing how I relate to others. Just as Hillel's words resonated with the Roman, so too did these words of wisdom resonate with me, sparking a transformation in how I perceive myself and those around me. Channeling the wisdom of doing the best I could with what I had at the time, practicing self-compassion and empathy, I learned to acknowledge my own imperfections and limitations and extending the same grace to others as they journey through their own trials and triumphs. Through this newfound lens, I discovered a pathway to loving myself and my neighbor more deeply, embracing both our strengths and areas for growth. For example, I am a mix of creativity, occasional messiness, and bouts of procrastination. So, finding myself more often than I would like, cleaning when under a deadline instead of doing and working towards my goal, I coined the term procrasticleaning. As I tidy up my apartment instead of doing my work, the familiar sight of Lego pieces never fails to capture my attention, especially the minifigures, the little people. They're my favorite. Legos hold a cherished part, a memory of my childhood, evoking carefree days spent next to my brothers, Josh and Jeremy, as we whiled away the hours of rainy days in Michigan during the summer. Thinking about these times, when Josh was about 12, I was somewhere around 8, and Jeremy was approximately 6. They bring to mind another commandment from this week's Torah portion, not to hate your sibling in your heart. On those rainy Michigan summer days, we lose ourselves in epic Lego battles. Traditionally, we called them Lego wars. Josh, with a passion for fighter jets, would mobilize all of his Lego planes and all of his missiles and come at us in these epic battles. I was drawn to castle Legos, reveling in the fantasy of knights, wizards, dragons, and spells. Jeremy, being the youngest, often got whatever pieces were left. Sometimes it stinks to be the youngest child. It does. During these Lego wars, despite my valiant attempts to claim victory with my magic users and their amazing spells, Josh invariably emerged triumphant. He won all of the arguments, saying that my magic was no match for his missiles and guns. Though I couldn't express it then, I knew that in the boundless realm of Lego imagination, my magic could have triumphed over his mechanical might and technological terrors. Thankfully, bitterness never tainted our sibling bond. I held on to the wisdom from this week's Torah portion, never hate your sibling in your heart. I cherish those moments with both my siblings, recognizing them as building blocks in our relationship. Jeremy and I, being only 2 years apart in school, maintained a close relationship all the way from middle school to high school, through U of M, our time at Michigan, and beyond. Josh and I, however, my older brother, he was 4 years apart in school. And so we had a different dynamic, because once he graduated from high school, our daily interactions ceased for years. It would be years before we lived under the same roof again. We would catch up, of course, during my visits to University of Michigan, or when I visited him in Philadelphia, but those visits were few and far between. Later, after I graduated U of M and worked there for a year at the Hillel after I graduated, it was time to get out of Michigan. And so I moved to Philadelphia, mostly because he was there. It was a new place to be, and Josh was living there already. So I ended up in an apartment in the same building in which he lived. We were under the same roof again. And during that year together in Philadelphia, we developed a deeper understanding of each other as adults. Josh's victories in Lego wars never soured our relationship. I found solace in knowing that I had done my best with the tools that I had at hand at the time. My lack of success in our Lego wars wasn't due to my lack of imagination, but rather to my own shortcomings in debate skills. There is no magic to the process of self-discovery, just years of practice in self-awareness and being present. I embrace my unique blend of strengths and weaknesses, from my habit of procrastinating to my love of Legos, all the while continuing in lifelong learning and striving for self-improvement. As we reflect on the timeless wisdom gained from the story of Hillel, Shammai, and the Roman, let us carry forward the essence of their teachings to love ourselves, our siblings, our neighbors, and others, and to treat them all with compassion and understanding. May this Shabbat serve as a reminder that we are all imperfect beings, striving to do our best with the tools that we have. Embracing our humanity, may we find joy in the growth and discovery. May we find joy in small things like Legos, and even joy amidst the moments of procrastinating. Shabbat Shalom. We turn now to page 586, 586, for the Aleinu. I invite you to rise in body or spirit. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, to hope, to dream, and to be and to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your voice was a gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. The congregation is remembering those whom we have lost. We're remembering those whom we have lost within the last year. Michael Cherep, Zenobia Neustadt, Benjamin Fishman, Leonard Smolin, Marilyn Goodman, Uriel Betzel Bell Ben Hinda, Erica Pearl, Anita Perlman, Ellie Reamer, Sydney Morris, Sandra Pachter, Jenny Wolfe, Dean Leeser, Senator Stanley J. Aronoff, Rodney Elk, Alan Hyman, Mary Louise Boyer, Buzzy Klausner, and Gregory Wayne Berger. We're also remembering those who passed away at this time in years past. Marjorie Brower de Kroof, Janice Chin, Linda Kornman Sukoff, Dorothy Firsty, Paul Gordon, Nedra Harkavy, Edith Harris, Stephen Harris, Goldith Hyman, Agnes Kiefer, Jacob Kramer, Paul Renner, Roberto Ruiz, Esther Rubin, Mary Scheinbraun, Stephen Verton, and Emmanuel Jurgen. I'd now like to join all of you and ask if there's anyone here that's holding a name in their hearts that they would like to share with the community of someone that they have lost. We hold all of their names together. We turn to page 598, 598. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shmeid kudusha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran ve'alma v'yamru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yamru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. May the one who makes peace on a high bring comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. We turn to page 625. 625 for Adon Olam.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra liet nasa v'chetzo kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol Livado yimloch nora, v'hu hayak, v'hu hoveh, v'hu yiyeh, v'tifara, v'hu echad, ve'ein sheni, laham shilo, lehachbira, b'li reshit, b'li tachlit, v'lo ha'oz, Misra, v'hu eli, v'chai goali, v'tzor chavli, be'et tzara, v'hu nisi, umanos li, menat gosi, v'yom ekra, v'yado, afkid ruchi, ve'et dishan, ve'a'ira, Ve'im ruchi gaviati Adonai li v'lo ira v'lo ira.
The last stanza of Adon Olam talks about God being with us, and so we shall not fear. We turn to page 678. 678 at the bottom of the page for Hatikva, Israel's national anthem. And I invite you all to rise in body or spirit as we join together in song with our cousins across the seas to let them know that as much as there is to be fearful of in this world, we are standing with them.
Kol od levav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ufate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od lo Tikvateinu, Hatikva bachnot alpayim, Liotam chofshi be'artzeinu, Eretz Sion v'Yerushalayim, Liotam chofshi be'artzeinu, Eretz Sion v'Yerushalayim.
I invite you to remain standing in body or spirit as we turn back to page 603 for the priestly benediction.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yihuneka.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May God's light shine upon you and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseim lecha.
Shalom. 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 Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.